Well, I'm back at Captain Jack's. It's a Thursday. The porta potties are gone and the trash is gone and stuff is picked up. So I'm guessing maybe somebody came after I made that post and kind of gathered stuff, or maybe Waste Management actually did feel bad or something, walked around. I don't know, because no one had posted to the video or Facebook saying, hey, I'm going to go take care of that, or I did go take care of that. So I don't know, but it's gone. So, okay, yay. But that was still very poor planning on the event organizers. I mean, this is nature out here. You should have a dumpster with a lid on it. Otherwise, right after the end of the event, like literally right when the last person comes through, or even before, you start picking up that stuff and you just haul it out. There wasn't much there. I mean, somebody with a pickup truck could have loaded and they could have taken it to a dumpster, whatever, and gotten rid of it that way. It wouldn't have been a big deal, Wasn't like a crazy amount. So just kind of sad that happened. But anyways, it's picked up. It's done. Let's move on. You know what? I think my left fork, I'm looking at the thing. It's really dirty. I think it's seals blown. I guess I'll get to that after my trip. It's always something. Which for me, I'll get the more seal savers, and because these ones are shot, and get the fork seals, get the fork oil. I've already did the internal parts before, so not that long ago, so they'll be fine still. So it's easy enough to do, just not on short notice. At least not for this bike. Not like I can go to a dealer and they'll have the fork seals. So I will be getting that done, like I said, after Montrose. So I'll still take the bike to Montrose. I'm only probably going to ride it one day at Peach Valley. And then ride the XR 650R. So trying something new, doing 4K at 24 frames a second, see how that turns out. Morgan at Highland Cycles really likes that setting, so do some others. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've tried it, so try it with this camera, with the GoPro Hero 8 Black, and just see how it does, because obviously with this camera you got pretty good stabilization, so maybe it won't be too bad. I usually film at 2.7K 60 frames a sec for most stuff, for most the bike videos. If you look at analytics, filming 4K is pretty silly because, well, most people are watching on their phone, then computers, then small percentage on their TVs in their living room like I do. Most people don't have 4K monitors, on their computers, let alone 4K TVs, although I think that's becoming a little bit more standard. I have a 4K TV. I've had one when they were outrageously priced. Yes, my yuppie purchase. But we have a much cheaper one, sadly a Chinese one, TCL. It's worked, but I'd probably just get a Sony or something next. More picky on where it's made. Our one downstairs, our first one that we paid outrageous dollars for 4K. Yeah, people spend, you know, could have bought a bike for what that cost. But anyways, that's a Toshiba. And the smart part of it broke years ago when I went to do a software update. It was already a few years old at that point, so no reason to go Toshiba, because I had looked it up and people said, well, yep, that's what happened, very common. Most people had that happen right away. Maybe that's when the update came out, because I don't, you know, stay on top of TV updates, you know. I just happened to be sitting there and I was like, oh, there's an update, huh, okay. Well, let's download it and install it. And right when I installed it, that's when the smart part of it bricked. But people were told they need some new different board, like the board went out or something. And from the get-go, within like 6 months of that TV being out, the board was on backward. There's people that were like over a year later on that forum saying, I'm still waiting for the back order part. And I don't think anyone ever said they actually got one. You know, so basically, well, it's not a brick. I just can't use the smart TV functions on the Toshiba. So I can't use 3D or anything like that I know of. We do have a 3D Blu-ray player. I haven't tried putting in a movie and seeing if it's actually still in 3D. But on that TV, what was neat was it had a feature where you can make anything 3D. And playing a PS3 game like Grand Theft Auto was kind of neat. So it was kind of a neat feature. So yeah, at that, it was a 3D 4K TV. But anyways, yeah, I would never spend that much money on a TV again. We don't even use downstairs. That's why, like, I didn't even know. Like, went down there one day, actually used the TV, did the update, and boom. Nope, smart function doesn't work. Now what it does ever since is the backlight on it stays on. So I actually have to physically unplug it. It's random if it stays on or not. So you'll hit power off, it turns off, but the backlight's still glowing. And you know, that happens a lot where turn it off, walk away, forget about having to unplug it, and a week later I noticed, like, oh, it's glowing. Just me. I'm glad I was going slow. I always hate when they don't say anything because you don't know, like, is there somebody else? But yeah, next TV would probably just be a Sony. Yeah, you pay for the name, but it's also good stuff, and I don't know, I personally have never had a problem with Sony products, so if it's a bedroom TV, for example, I'd probably stay cheap, but there's American-made cheap TVs too, so, because, I mean, it's the bedroom. who cares? So what I was getting at is most people don't have 4K TVs, more starting to. So having your video at 4K doesn't really matter because most people are watching it on their phone. Doesn't really matter. They're not going to notice a difference. That's why a lot of big YouTube channels still just put out at 1080 because honestly, that looks good on a big TV too. Unless you have like a 65 inch, 75 inch, which is becoming more common. Well, I'm fortunate enough, I did recently get a new monitor, and I did get a 4K monitor from Philips. So my PC has 4K. But most people don't. They still just have a normal monitor, 1080, you know. So again, and the screen being much smaller, you're probably not going to notice the difference anyways. Your eyes only so good. So honestly, for YouTube's content, you don't need to, you know, film or produce it at high resolution. You really don't need to do 4K at this time. I mean, the camera's doing 8K. You're not, unless you're doing something professionally, you're not going to need to be able to film and produce it in 8K. Plus the amount of space it's going to take up, storage space. You know what I'm saying? I mean, already at 4K. And I have a server and I have tons of room, and even I don't need to hang on to these videos forever. If it's not family related, like hiking with my daughter or something, who's gonna watch it in the future? Me? I mean, it's all on YouTube. And if YouTube goes down, am I gonna really re-upload it to YouTube? No, they're old videos. If there was a different service tomorrow, I would just be starting over. Things don't last forever, so I do kind of wonder at some point will YouTube start charging for space or charging for like a feature to have your video up there at 4K or something, right? You know what I mean? I mean, they don't really make money, so funded by Google, so that's why they're around still. But there's a possibility at some time in the future it's going to be no more YouTube, or they change it to where a lot of people are going to be like, I'm not paying for that, you know. They already took away people's incentives to produce videos by requiring, you know, 1,000 subscribers and so many view hours for a whole year or whatever it is. And I mean, luckily I was above that by that point, but so many people got discouraged, you know, because to them it was nice getting a couple $100 a year. Just me. You know, they weren't thinking of making it big. They were just like, oh, a couple $100, you know. When you first got, that was the incentive to keep producing stuff, was, oh wow, man, I'm gonna get my first like $100, woohoo, it's taken years. And that just gave you incentive. Now there's not much incentive, and there's more incentive to make bad videos, you know, staged videos, stuff that will be clickbait and stuff, to get your subscribers, to get your views. I'll tell you what, it is nice bringing in like $700 a month. It's really nice. And that $700 helps out. I know, yeah, you're gonna be, somebody's gonna say, well, you gotta pay tax on it. Yeah, but that's why you're set up as a business, because you write your mileage off coming out to ride, you write your mileage off riding, you write bike expenses off, maintenance off. I totally write off my bikes, because every time I come out, I do a YouTube video. So 100% using my bikes. Or if I go hiking and make a video, or urban exploring and make a video, anything that's going to make the channel money. That's why it's much nicer to have a name that fits everything I'm doing. You might be like, well, what do you mean? Well, because Meeker Extreme, for marketing reasons, I can be doing anything. It doesn't even have to be extreme, it's just a name. But you know, you name yourself Front Range Dual Sport, and I don't know if there's a person named that, but if there is, hey. But it pigeonholes you. You're Front Range Dual Sport. You're dual sporting around. You're kind of stuck. You go get into just dirt bikes. Well, why's your name Front Range Dual Sport? You're a motocross guy. Well, I used to be dual sport. Oh, or I still do that too, but it just seems more odd, right? My channel, I never said that I'm sticking only to motorcycles. I'm sticking to whatever I want. If I find it interesting, I find a cool product or just a product, I'm gonna talk about it. Now, that might not make some riders happy, that watch my channel, but I try to put stuff in playlist, if you've noticed. So that way you can just follow playlist. Like if I'm doing single track like this, I'll mark it as single track, and you know, riding vlog, because I'm talking. I might toss in the gas playlist too, because I'm on the gas. But that way, it kind of separates stuff a lot better. And if it's something you don't like, oh well. Yeah, I've never gotten mad at somebody that, I don't know, just does a video that's different. You know, I watch a guy in New York that does computer repair, Louis Rossman. I've been watching him for when he was a small channel. Small thing, isn't that cute? Small channel. And you know what? His I don't always watch his like board repair videos, because I'm not gonna do board repair. Sometimes I happen to, because I'm like, oh, that's just kind of, or I'll watch part of it. But like he's been talking about New York real estate and how to run a business before, and he has some very good points. So I watch his stuff. he's a big advocate on right to repair, which I'm not going to be a technician and work on computers or anything, MacBooks, but I do believe the consumer should have the right to repair their item, and if not them, a third-party shop. Why should the manufacturer hold all the cards in that, you know, whether it's an auto or whatever? That's why I wouldn't buy a Tesla, because they kind of go after the Mac model where they want to hold the cards, and they of course then claim safety, you know, safety aspect, fast charging and this and that. And, you know, I think that's BS. You should have the right to repair. You should have right to buy third-party parts for vehicles and computers and farming equipment. So, yeah, anyways, that's kind of my little spiel right now. But yeah, I watch Louis Rosman, and you know, I don't tend to watch a lot of bike videos. I mean, I've seen most of the trails, unless there's a trail that I want to go to, but you know, I've seen most trails I would go ride. And honestly, once you watch enough single track videos, a single track video is a single track video. So you're probably on my video for the talking at some point versus the riding, right? I mean, I've pretty much dominated Captain Jack's. Everything from strictly riding videos at Captain Jack's to me vlogging, moto vlogging on Captain Jack's. Been here, done it. There's going to be lots of videos out there because this is my kind of playground, you know, if you will. My place I can come and do a moto vlog, and it's a little bit better than being on a road. So there we have it. I'll end the video now. It's probably getting long. So take care, everyone, and stay well, my friends. Have a good one. And like I used to say all the time, get out there and ride. It's fun. Don't just watch our videos. Get out there and actually ride. Buy a bike and ride. Okay, take care, everybody.